Hello, everybody. Time for another chapter of the book Ask and It Is Given. Today we are on chapter 18. The title of the chapter is Finding the Feeling Place. Basically, if you're familiar with the concept of visualization, that is what this chapter is all about. It's really just all about visualization. Abraham says, when to use this process, when you want to improve a situation, when you want more money, when you want a better job, when you want a happier relationship, when you want a better feeling body. And Abraham recommends doing this process when you're anywhere from 9, which is pessimism, to 17, which is anger. And then they go on to explain that it's about finding the feeling place because words are not equal to emotion. You can offer words that sound positive, but if you're still focused on the negative side of something, then those words are not really useful for your purposes of accomplishing what you want. So let me explain in a little bit more detail here. Okay, so if you take a subject, and let's say this is a subject, and Abraham's example is about money, so let's use money as an example. So this whole stick represents money. But this side of it represents the having of money, and this side of it represents the absence of money. A lot of times, the thing that people focus on most is the subject, and they forget which side of that subject they're focused on. So I'm talking about money without thinking about whether I am on this side or this side. But knowing the difference is what actually translates into timing, because timing is all about attention. Things happen faster when you focus on the right side of the stick, when you focus on the aspect of having rather than the aspect of not having. And being able to tell the difference about where you are, that's what understanding law of attraction is all about. And more specifically, that is what understanding the process of visualization is all about. Okay, so let's take a look at what Abraham is saying here. Because you are generally giving much more attention to the aspects of your life that you're living right now. So what that means is we are so aware of what our reality is that even though we offer words that seem positive, but because we are focused on our existing situation, our feelings are not reflective of those words. So Abraham's example is, often people will say, I'm not happy over here. I wish I could be over there. But when asked, what is it about over there that they desire, usually they will just explain to you what is wrong with being over here. And that is a very subtle difference, because being over here and being over there are two different vibrations. And a lot of times people will explain where they are and what is wrong in their existing situation. But what you really want to talk about is the reason why you want to be over there. How will it feel to be over there? That's the key. And a lot of people who teach visualization teach that you get the benefit of visualization when you feel the emotion. So a lot of teachers will teach you to put yourself in that situation and feel how you would feel. Really get into it and engage all 5 senses. And that's the key, folks. Visualization is a powerful tool if you can let go how you're feeling about your situation just now and withdraw your five senses from your existing reality. And then take those five senses and put them on your visualized future reality. If you can do that, then you can do a powerful visualization process, because it is the information that we receive from our five senses that help us to construct the emotional picture of what we are living. And so you can imagine those aspects as well. And visualization is all about putting yourself in that place and imagining everything that you would gather with your five senses about that place in time. Okay, so then Abraham goes on to say, as in our earlier gas gauge example. So the gas gauge example is when you're running low, you don't call the gauge wrong. You accept that the gauge is giving you information that you need and you go and fill up, right? So Abraham is saying that if you are in your present reality not feeling good, that's a gauge. And when you get that information from that gauge, do something about it. Use that information to design your next step or to plan your next step. So they call it finding the feeling place process. And it is most helpful in making sure that you are radiating a vibration that will serve you. For this is a process that will help you realize what you are actually attracting. It is one of using your imagination to pretend that your desire has already come about and that you are now living the details of that desire, which is exactly the process of visualization. So, how do you do it? How do you put it into practice? It is usually a good idea to go into a quiet place where you will be undisturbed. And the reason that is because you want to withdraw your five senses from the world. But if there are distractions around you, it makes it harder. Not impossible, just harder. Because honestly speaking, you could be sitting in the center of a busy intersection and you could go within and you could shut out all the distractions around you. But you don't have to. You can find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed in order to do this exercise. Because if it is a quiet place, then your hearing is not as engaged as it would be in a busy place. In the same manner, if there are not things moving around, it'll be easier for you to withdraw your sense of sight. And those are our two strongest senses. Aside from that, it's our sense of touch, right? So if we are able to withdraw these senses from the reality that is before us and put these senses out into the future or the past, doesn't matter whether you go past or you go future, doesn't matter. What matters is that you do it by feeling positive. And the 6 thinking choices paradigm that I teach is all about that. It's about going past positive or future positive as opposed to going future negative and past negative. Okay. So, as you focus upon what it feels like to be living your desire, you cannot at the same time be feeling the absence of your desire. So, with practice, you can tip the scale, so to speak, so that even though your desire has not actually manifested, you are offering a vibration as if it has, and then it must. So I like to explain it with this stick again. So if you could just imagine that this was a seesaw, and whichever side you put more weight on would become the manifested side. And taking that example of this being the money stick, here being the absence of money, and here being the having of money, then if you put more attention on this side, the scale will tip. in your favor. And that's exactly what Abraham is talking about over here. So then they say, again, the universe does not know if you're offering your vibration. It's about the vibration. The universe does not know if you are offering your vibration because you're living what you are living in the now, or because you are imagining that you're living it. Because the vibration is coming out of your body. All the cells of your body respond to the emotions that you're feeling, and if you're feeling it in the now, then your cells are vibrating it in the now. And if that is happening, then you're accessing the field of all possibilities from that better feeling vibrational place. And that is why if you do it often enough, if you give it more attention, then in the end the scale will tip and you will manifest the thing that you want to manifest. Okay, so, and then Abraham launches into an example. The example is, let us say that you go to your mailbox and you find the second notice of another unpaid bill. And as you open the envelope, you feel very uncomfortable. Because right now, you don't know how you're going to pay it. This bill is already overdue and there are several other overdue bills. So you feel overwhelmed and discouraged. I want more money, you say. I want a lot more money, you say, with even more emphasis. But you're offering empty, hollow words that have no impact on your point of attraction whatsoever, because your words are not your point of attraction. Your emotions are your point of attraction. So, and then Abraham says, your goal in this process is to conjure images that cause you to offer a vibration that allows more money. That's what it's all about. So they gave us some examples, and I like those examples, so therefore I'm going to read them out to you. Here are some of the things that you could pretend. Pretend that you have more money than you have any sensible use for. Pretend that you have so much money you do not know where to keep it all. And imagine you have tons of it in the pantry and under the bed. See yourself going to the bank with buckets of change, buckets full of change that you are converting into dollar bills. See yourself taking $5, $10, and $20 bills and exchanging them for $100 bills just for the sake of efficient storage. You could also imagine a credit card with an unlimited balance that is easily paid, a sort of magic card that you use several times every day because it is very efficient. And then once a month, you casually write a check to pay it all off. And as you pretend these things, and they are fun things to imagine, you feel better. And when you feel better, then you're putting yourself in a place of allowing. And when you put yourself in a place of allowing, that means that those obstacles, and those obstacles, what are the obstacles? Those are your negative beliefs. Those obstacles are no longer standing in your way. They have evaporated because you've changed the way you're thinking. Because a belief is just a thought. So you can change the thought that you think, and that's how a new belief can be born. So that's how you would change your vibration about money. And in the same manner, you can change your vibration about anything that you want to change it for. So you can change your vibration towards a person. You can change your vibration towards the work that you do, towards the people that work with you, the place where you live, what you're surrounded with, your health situation, the way you look. You can change it about everything. And if you believed that it was possible, you could actually change your physical appearance by using this process. For, as Abraham says, there is nothing that you cannot have, be, or do. That is law of attraction. So my friends, this was a short chapter, but that's what it is. It's complete now. And so we move on to our next chapter. tomorrow. But before I close off, I want to say there is a video on my channel specifically about visualization. And I think I might have said this to you before as well in one of the chapters from the book Ask and It Is Given. The easiest thing to do is to ignore the specifics and just, what I mean is, ignore the specific thing that you want to manifest and just focus on how you will feel at the end of a couple of months, couple of weeks, maybe a year, 2 years, doesn't matter, time frame doesn't matter. But if you could just see yourself sitting somewhere beautiful with a friend or talking to a friend over the phone and saying to them, I am so happy. I feel thrilled because my life has unfolded in so many wonderful ways that I can't even tell you that, and I could never have imagined. And if I had tried to do it, I couldn't have made it happen. And all of this has happened because the universe has brought it all to me. And I am so appreciative of it. So if you could just imagine yourself saying something like this at some unnumbered, unnamed point in time, and actually feel that joy of being in a place where everything that you've ever wanted has happened, and yet you are looking forward to more, that, my friends, is the way to live life on a daily basis. Okay, so I'm going to bring this meeting, your meeting and mine, to a close. And I'm going to say, go practice. Go use this. And the best times to use visualization are when you're relaxed. So the times when it really works and gives you more, there's more juice in it, is either when you're just coming out of a meditation session, or you're just waking up in the morning, or you've put everything, all your cares away during the day, and you're relaxed in the evening, getting ready to go to bed, and there's nothing on your mind, and you just breathe deep and you go into that storyland almost of creating a movie in your mind, your visualization, your story, the story that you want to live. Those are the best times in the day for us to do this visualization. Lastly, I want to say to you, just do the visualization to be happy. You'll get more juice out of it, rather than try and make something happen by focusing on a specific manifestation. Okay? All right. So have a fabulous rest of the evening, and I'll see you tomorrow with the next chapter of the book, Ask and It Is Given. Bye for now.